Good evening, everybody. This is your girl, Kai Smith, also known as your hair loss advocate. And I am here this evening to have an open conversation with my sister in success, my sister in this beauty industry. Man, you guys are in for a ride this evening because we have come to inspire you. We have come to shift your mindset. We have come to show you a different way of approaching having success in the beauty industry. And so if this is your first time joining me in this space, again, I am Kai Smith, over 30 years of licensed experience in the beauty industry. I'm the founder of the American Academy of Hair and Scalp Diseases, where we certify beauty pros to become trichologists. I am an author, I'm a mother, I'm a wife, I'm a lover of God, and so many other things. But most of all, I am very passionate about helping beauty professionals attain success. And so with that said, I have Miss Micheline Barber. She is the founder of Impulse Summit. She is a pioneer in the beauty industry. She bleeds blue from none other than Dudley. Right, y'all? So she has some staying power in this industry. And I found it fit to have a conversation with her because she understands what it feels like to have to reinvent yourself. She understands what it feels like to move from one state to another, not one time, but multiple times, and having to start over from ground zero, building a clientele. And then being successful, but not just building a clientele, sustaining and retaining that business. So why wouldn't I invite her into this space to talk to you all tonight, to empower you and to inspire you into change and to show you that it's not just isolated for her to have success in the beauty industry over several decades, but success belongs to you as well. So stay tuned and pay attention to this video, and we'll be right back.
This is a safe space. This is a space that I have been in. I have been in the seats where you're sitting at right now, so I can contest that what you're about to receive this weekend is going to be phenomenal, life-changing. You should never walk out of this room the same. And even if you've taken this class 50 million times, there's going to be something that you're taking away that you didn't get the last time. So a lot of times people say, oh, I took that class, why am I taking it again? It's called continuously learning. Continuously changing, because it's a word that you say, you know what, I didn't think about that word. Or now, like I said, COVID has caused a lot of people to lose their hair, so now it's a different diagnosis. Wait on you right now. Is it because you did not walk away when you should have walked away? Is it because of the fact that you didn't write things down and then do a check-off box and say, I need to check this off? What caused that did not change in your life that you keep carrying with you for years to come? What is that? What is that it? When we face those things, let it go feel so good. Hello everyone, this is your girl Micheline, the visionary founder of MKC, Impulse Summit, and M Salon One. I want to ask you a very, very, very serious question. Now the question is, why? Why haven't you signed up for BTC yet? Is it because you're second guessing yourself? Well, let me tell you this. Speaking from a person who has been there, yes, I've taken the class. Yes, I've taken the experience. Yes, I've sat in the seats. Yes, I have done all of this. For every problem, they had a solution. For every question, they had an answer. Every time I tried to come with something else, there was 1 or 2 steps ahead of me. So I'm going to ask you again, why? Matter of fact, what? What is keeping you from doing it? What is that fear that you have if you join forces with Kai Smith and her amazing team to bring you an experience? Why aren't you not signed up yet? But you got to ask yourself, why haven't I done it? Let me leap into it. Let me jump into something new. Let me do something different. It's time. It's been time. It's your time. I see you in Houston.
Y'all ready? Y'all ready for this ride? Because I'm ready. I am so darn excited to talk to my sister tonight because she not only came to inspire you, she inspires me. I have admired Micheline Barber for many, many years. And so tonight I have the opportunity to interview her on this platform. And I am grateful for that. So without further ado, let's bring in Miss Micheline Barber, the influencer to millions.
It's on mute. Hello, my sister. How are you?
I am wonderful. How are you this evening?
Super excited. I could not wait until tonight's live. I'm like, kept asking, what time? Is it almost ready? Is it almost time? You know, just excited about tonight's conversation. Anytime we talk, I'm excited.
Yes, because every time we talk, something else comes from our conversation. So that's what happens when you have two innovative minds that get together, especially two innovative minds that are constantly thinking of ways to serve.
Exactly.
I think that is the biggest thing. We are, first of all, we are servants. We are God's servants, first and foremost. But then we are also in an industry that provides service. And sometimes I think we get so far away from that piece. We forget that we're service providers, that we're rendering a service to people. And the service that we're rendering happens to help people feel better about their exterior.
Yes.
You know, we help people feel better, feel good, look good, you know. So I think we've gotten away from service. So tonight, you know, I have a plethora of questions for you because just recalling, you know, some of the sound bites from your journey and, you know, from way back when you shared them years ago up to now, and just watching you over the years continue to pivot when necessary. And I think that that's one of the keys to success is understanding what season you're in. And what I mean by that is sometimes I think that, you know, we're either stuck in an expired season or we are trying to forge, you know, a premature season that we haven't grown to the maturity, the spiritual maturity of to be able to handle what's in that space. Right. And we don't cultivate enough time in the right now. And I think that that's a trick of the enemy that keeps us looking backward at what we did before or looking too far in the future. And we're not really ready for that because we're not getting the experiences of the right now that's going to build the fortitude to be able to transition into what's to come. And so watching you over the years, I've watched you in your timing and God's timing be able to pivot in the right seasons, you know, for you to be able to attain that success. So my first question for you tonight, Mitch, is how do you define success in the beauty industry? And what metrics do you use to measure it?
Well, let me say this. Some of the ways that I define success is aiming at a goal, making sure you aim at a particular goal. It's almost like you're at a shooting range, right? And they're going to say aim at or focus on. They're going to always say it. Not focus on who's beside you, who's shooting what gun, whatever, but aim at your target. That's one of the things that I always look at. I'm always writing down, what is my target? Another thing that I love doing, Kai, is my purpose. Why am I doing this? Am I doing it because of money? Am I doing this because it makes me look good? Or am I doing it to genuinely help someone else and to change someone else's life? And that's very important to me because all the rest of it, those things that you're looking for are going to come when you treat other people right. It's like a boomerang effect. How like you speak to someone, they have no choice but to speak back. I mean, I was walking towards people and they wasn't going to speak to me. And I knew they wouldn't, you know, not people that I knew, but I'm just walking and say, hey, they was like, oh, hey, you know. Right. And I did a live one time. I said, you know, I'm going to get out the car
and I'm going to say I love you to strangers and see what their reaction is.
Hmm.
And a lot of them were stunned, but a lot of them was like, I love you too. It's like it caught them off guard. But the same thing was I shifted a projector of where I was aiming for, and that was to change the mindset of how people think. So when you find that aim, when you find that purpose, and then you look at your vision, what are you looking at? I can't put your glasses on, right, Kai?
Right.
We have two different types of prescriptions. And so a lot of times, like you said, people will try to look through the lenses of someone else's when that's not your prescription. He has ordained a prescription or an appointed time just for you. That's yours. So you and I can't look at the same thing. We can't visualize the same thing. We can visualize similar, but not the same. And so as we're talking, we bounce off of each other, say, oh, and then we'll ask each other opinion. What about this? What you think? That's what you call aiming for a target, right? And then knowing your purpose and then saying, I'm going to explain this vision to Kai and see, do she get it? Or is there something that Kai can add? And a lot of times when we're looking at success, if you can aim at something, at your target, and you can hit it, when you find that purpose and you check off the boxes and say, my purpose was I did this. Yes, I changed lives. Yes, I showed souls. I saved souls. And these are things, I changed people's mindset and I shifted it. I did my purpose. And then when my vision is there and God exceeds my vision.
Mm-hmm.
If you have a vision, it's a plan. And we have a plan. We have a vision. But then God said, listen, sometimes we don't think big enough. And I think that's where you and I talk about a lot, where people will have little thinking. That little thing. So when you focus on those things, the sky's the limit. So that's my definition of what I feel like success is. I can't compare what someone feels successful, they say, oh, do this and you're going to get 100 million followers. That was that person's time. Mm-hmm. That was that person's time. And this person over here, their time is coming when you focus on what is your aim, your purpose, and your vision. Mm-hmm. That's what it is.
That's good stuff. Because when I look at it, you said, that's your definition. That's how you define success. And I think that success is different for everyone, but I think that we're sometimes so busy looking in other people's lanes and looking at what appears to be successful in your eyes for that person. I was at the gym today running on a treadmill, and I'm like, there's no such thing to me. Right. This is my belief of quantum leap success. That thing doesn't exist, but you have people that push quantum leap, quantum leap, quantum leap. But it's the small things that you do every day that build the foundation for that success that just shows up because you have been consistent. You have been true to that. So you might meet me today, but you didn't meet me 15, 20, 30 years ago when I first started this thing. Exactly. When I was trying to figure it out. I'm grappling at straws because I'm trying to figure out how to make this thing work. You meet me today and you see, oh, she's the founder of the American Academy of Hair and Scalp Diseases. She's doing this, she's doing that. There's a lot of sweat equity, but let the truth be told, my vision is much bigger than what you see me doing today. So I still have not arrived. I've met specific goals. But it requires more of me. Oh, yeah. And in that space of more of me, that means that now, because the vision is continuing to evolve, because when God can see he can trust you, he starts giving you bigger pieces of that vision, right? Okay, all right, child, now you've done this, you've done that. I can show you more of that vision, right? Because you've shown yourself approved, you've shown spiritual maturity that you can handle. You're going to respond to things, the way I need you to. Exactly. And he continues to expand. And for me, it's when I say, if the vision isn't bigger than me, then it's nothing. It has to go beyond me, which means I've got to partner with you, whoever else, because our visions are aligned. You have your platform that, that you're saving souls, you're shifting mindsets, you're helping people win. mine is the same thing, same undertone to what's happening. So
Yes.
you start locking arms with people that are in alignment with your vision. Visions are not exactly the same, but they're aligned so that we can start reaching more people to be able to get the job done because it's bigger than you.
Yes, I always say it's bigger than hair. That is something I'm always going to say. And Kai, one of the things, there's a couple of things that I can go with. My daughter's an ammunition specialist, right?
Mm-hmm.
And with her, the target. When she looks at this target, it starts off really big, but then it gets smaller, right? But we don't realize, even though it gets smaller, it's a big picture because she's able to harm in on that. That is her success to hit that goal. It's not big anymore because then you're gonna go outside the lines. So the smaller you see it, the bigger the thought, right?
Yes.
Then let's look at my other daughter that ran track. The goal is to pass the baton, right, to the next person. So you got your fast person, then you got your not so fast person, then at the end you got your fastest person. Those who are in track know when you pass the baton, it is a common team effort to win.
Yes.
Not just one person. If she ran past all the rest of those girls, she gonna get blew out by the time she get to the third person, right? No, it is for you to run your race. Then you pass that baton on, but the team at the end celebrate the win.
Right. Absolutely.
You celebrate the win at the end. And that's what people don't realize when you are coming together with a common goal of achievement, a common goal of making sure that something is changing in this industry. And we talked about servitude. And I was talking earlier today. I went in 3 stores, not three stores, and no one greeted me. I'm in there. I'm like, okay, I'm holding the shoe. I'm like, okay, is anyone gonna say, how can I help you? Welcome to finish line. They didn't say nothing. I watch this because it reminds me of what I need to do better. Just in case I get into a situation like that, I need to know that, like you said, the small things every day, keeping up with what I need to do, aiming to be better at what I'm doing. And so when you find, connections of individuals that are going to make sure the common goal, then you'll say, hey, you're going to be my counterpartner. Hey, Mitch, you didn't speak to that person. You're right. You know what I'm saying? And then it can be better. But at the end, the team celebrates. And it's got people who sit on the bench that did not play at all. But you know what they did? They got a ring.
The whole team. And they were benched the whole game. The whole team got a ring.
That's what I'm saying. The whole team got a ring. So I'm happy that my brother out there making dunks and, field goals and stuff. I'm on the bench and I'm still celebrating my team member, and we all get a ring.
All of us. Listen, y'all, this conversation just got started and it's already hot. We're already dropping gems. I need for each and every one of you who are tuned into this live right now to share it out to your groups, share it on your page, because even if you are not a beauty industry pro, success is success. Somebody can grab a nugget. It doesn't matter. We are intentionally speaking to our industry, but feel free to join in on the conversation regardless to if you are a beauty pro, because sometimes you will catch that word, that download that you needed, even if the industry is not for you, because success is not limited to the beauty industry. You guys, y'all are just in for a treat, because hey, Kim, y'all are in for a treat because I have so many more questions, but I want you guys to hop into your comments and ask your questions, for Mitch or myself about whatever it is that you need to know tonight that pertains to success, the staying power in the beauty industry. So I want to reset right now in case you guys are just coming into the room. We are having a conversation about success, the staying power in the beauty industry, reinventing yourself, staying on the cutting edge, always remaining relevant in that space. But the title of this live is Nowhere to Now Here. And I want to give Micheline the opportunity to expand on, what does nowhere now here really mean? What is that?
So I was listening to something, and every night we go to bed listening to something positive, and that seeped into my spirit. And nowhere, A lot of times we are focused on going nowhere, right? And we don't have a destination involved. We don't have a journey there. And then now you end up somewhere. So now you're here. What are you going to do about it? You got to realize, and we all have to realize that when we're moving in a situation or a place or point in time, we don't know where we're going. We don't know who we meeting. We don't know nothing, right? If you've never been there, say, have you ever been there before? No, I've never been here before, right?
Mm-hmm.
But yet you're here now. Are you going to make the best out of it? One thing that I stopped saying probably about a year and a half ago now is it is what it is. I'm saying that. And my daughter said it today. I said, no, Kai, we're not going to say that. Because what I have did was I have seeked that in my spirit that I'm accepting that I'm here now. And I got to live with what this circumstance is or this situation. No, I don't.
That's good.
I don't have to live with this. I can change it by the way I change my mindset, by the way I feel. So you're going nowhere and it's okay. But now you're here now. So what are you going to do about it? What are you going to do to change the projective of where you are in your situation? Are you going to sit here and say, woe is me? Or are you going to change it and write down a destination, a journey in your journal? Are you going to write that down and say, yes, this is where I want to be at. This is what I want to do. I'm here now. No, it is not what it is. It's not. It's what I say it is. It's what I'm going to make it be. Right. And so when we're sitting here, we're always looking around at our situation. I did a live and I haven't did a live in a long time. And this is my first live, I think, since the Impulse Summit, because I took a little time to just relax and sit back. Right.
Yeah.
And then God made me sit back. I didn't have anything to really talk about that much because I was so grateful, thankful. So I didn't have anything to say out loud, but I just had to keep letting him know how grateful I was for what he's done. We have to sit back sometimes and look at where we are. Where are we? You feel like you're nowhere, but the reality is you are in a special place. You are in a place where you need to be. Now that you are here, what are you going to do with the here that you are now in? What are you going to do with it? You know, a lot of times you can have large spaces and a lot of cars, but as my grandfather said, you got one butt. You can only drive one car. But now that you're here with this, you got all these cars. Does it make sense? As they say, make it make sense. You got to make your situation make sense to you. You got to look at it and say, you know what? I'm here. I'm looking around here and I see what I can change. I get up sometimes off my couch and I see something out of the way and I just shift it. It's because it irritated me that way. And I needed to change it a little bit more. And I could see, okay, I could change this book. I look around sometimes like we all do, and we'll find something. You can fluff off your pillow, right? When you're sitting on the bed, like, oh, okay, I can make this look better. It's because you're here now. This is where you are now. So make the best out of whoever you are around and who you with.
That's good. Nowhere, now here. It just, when I'm listening to you talk about it, it reminds me of the topic, a portion of the topic that you talked about at ID this past time in October. And it makes me think about, okay, you're going nowhere and now you're here because you think nothing's happening, but really in the spiritual realm, everything is happening, right? And so when you really think about that, I always liken that to, what are you going to do while you wait?
Yes.
What are you going to do in the hallways of life when no door is opening? You're trying to turn on doors, no doors opening, and you just in the hallway waiting. What are you going to do while you wait?
Yes.
What are you going to do? Because you're still for a reason, but sometimes we don't want to be still because we got so many thoughts running through our mind and we don't want to sit with ourselves so that God can deal with us so that he can then promote us to the next level. We just want to keep moving so that we don't have to address ourselves. And I'm just going to be quite frank. That is exactly where COVID landed us. It made us stop and sit still, and people were losing their minds. But I promise you, COVID was the best thing that ever happened to me.
Kai, I agree 100%. I was not scared. I was not nervous. I was at peace.
Mm-hmm.
I'm talking about because at one time in my life, everybody had nothing to do. You didn't rush to nothing. You didn't try to have a time schedule. You didn't have to be somewhere at a certain time. The roads was clear, no
Yep.
traffic, no distractions, it was peaceful.
Yeah. Yeah.
And when you have that in your life, that is way more than any money that you can have. When you get the peace, then God will give you the PIEC, peace that you need of the rock. When you have that peace inside of you. But so many people was oh God, what we gonna do? We're gonna sit still.
Mhm.
I cried one time because I felt like I was not doing anything. And it was like, Mitch, you need to sit still. And I'm like, wow. I didn't realize that because I'm so used to right?
Mhm.
And God shut me down. I couldn't talk. I couldn't cry. I couldn't think. I couldn't remember stuff. I was like, I'm used to remember. I couldn't do nothing.
Mhm.
And you're right. It was the time when we're not moving, but God is.
But God is.
He is always moving when we're sitting still or standing still. He's moving on our behalf.
Yeah.
Moving on our behalf.
Yeah.
That was so important that during that time period that we sat still to realize that he is God and he is a provider through it all.
Yeah.
You may not have everything. Like I said, there's a difference between a want and a need, right? We want so many things, but do we need it?
Mhm.
I'm in a needing thought pattern now. Do I
Mhm.
need it? I walked around today with 2 sweatshirts in my hand, right? I walked around, I'm like, do I need this? I put both of them back.
Yeah.
Before, I wanted it because it looked good, it was cute. But now I'm like, do I need this? What does it go with? Yeah, I mean, you know what I'm saying? So it'll be sitting in my closet with the 15 million other things in there.
Yep.
Want and need.
Because now you got to buy some shoes to go with it, or the right pants to go with it.
Right. When I
Mhm.
got black and white in my closet, it always works well. There's a want and a need, right? And leopard print. You see how we flow together, my sister and I. We got both
Yes,
great walls. You see how that works?
that's how it works.
That's how it works.
Great. The last time we did a live, we came on with our blue on and didn't even
Exactly.
know.
Exactly. But you know, it's the mindset of who you are attached to.
Mhm.
And I always wake up and say, I am a money magnet. I have it on my mirror upstairs. I am a magnet to millions. I'm a magnet to great people. I want great people to be stuck to me. I want to be stuck to great people. Allow me, God, to be that thing that's going to be attracting that person to me. I had to get on a plane last night, right? You know, sometimes when you travel, you just don't be in the mood, right?
Mhm.
And they said zone 5. I was in zone 5, and there's a gentleman, he was standing there. He was like, I said, are you in zone 5? He said, no, I'm in zone 6. I said, okay. So I kind of like got in front of him, right? And he was with his mom. And so when I got on there, I was like, okay, he's with his mom. Okay, y'all can go ahead and go in front of me. So he was like, no, you can go. He started like getting hyped. I said, no, you can go. I said, as long as we get on the plane and it land. You know what I'm saying? So I had to say it like that. And then that brought it down. I sat in my seat and said, it could have went either way.
Yes.
Because I was tired. You know what I'm saying? I knew I had to get on the flight. But I got on, I said, God, thank you for allowing me to pass the test. See, we don't realize sometimes we are going to be tested, but can you pass the test? And how you pass the test is not saying nothing at all sometimes.
Yes, exactly.
The tongue is the most powerful thing. And when it's not wagging, it's working.
And you said something good as thank God that I passed the test. Now, my pastor said just Sunday that God will test you.
Yes.
The devil will tempt you. So they're the same thing. It's the same thing happening, but it's that flesh is
yes.
what the devil is tempting you with, because he know you got the clap back. You ready, set, go. So the devil is going to tempt that, but God is testing that temper to see how are you going to respond.
Let's look at the industry right now, right? There's so many people who are being tested, right? And then tempted to walk away, tempted to not do anything, tempted to just leave it. When the reality is you're being tested to see your endurance on believing who he is and who you is.
Yeah. And it sounds so simple in theory.
Mm.
Oh my God, it sounds so simple in theory because we know better, but it depends on where we are in our headspace when it comes up on us, right? Because I'm a shift reels, not really, but a little bit.
Yes.
We get into the beauty business because we know that it's a multi-billion-dollar industry, right? And we know that we can set our own pay scale, right? We know we can make easily, we can do a six-figure chair
Yes.
easily, right?
Yes. Yes.
So I'm gonna do hair, I'm gonna do hair, I'm gonna do hair. But we come into that space with I'm gonna do hair, I'm gonna do hair. So it sounds easy. It looks easy because you just watching, you go into these salons and you watching everybody with all their clientele that they already have built. You see everybody coming in, you see the chair turning, and it look good. Oh, I could do that. It's a whole lot of people in this world. I know I could get me a few of them to keep, my chair turning too. Right. So you're excited when you get out of beauty school because you got all these high aspirations, hopes, and
Right.
dreams. And I'm gonna do it, I'm
Right.
gonna do it, I'm gonna do it.
Right. Right.
And when you don't have a strategy or you got your own time frame that you want to see this success in, then you start, becoming detached from
That's it.
everything that you decided that you wanted to do when you first came in the game.
Yes.
Now all of a sudden it's a burden and I don't know if how this gonna last. So what happened is that now you're being tempted
Yes.
because you can't stand the test. Your spiritual agility is not strong enough for you to stand the test because your flesh is too weak. So
That's
now that you're gonna lean on that temptation.
That's it. That's it. That's it.
And it's like, no, you got to do the work. See, now we in a game where you could get your digital, footprint out there and, www.land, right? All on Google, social media, all here and there. But when we came up, it was passing cards out. It was going out, meeting and greeting. I just remember, one of the classes that we did at Dudley years ago was how to go out and actually pass your cards out. And I remember vividly one of the educators that was teaching the class saying, well, if someone responds to you and says, oh, I already have a stylist, your response should be, well, take my card just in case you need a backup.
I use it today. Let me tell you, Kai, I was flying from Tampa to Charlotte. Young lady on that beautiful Afro-American flight attendant, right? We complimenting each other. You look, we both going back and forth. When I got the flight, I said, do you live here? I said, you live in Tampa. She said, I live here in Charlotte. She said, you want my number? I said, yeah, give me no. So we up here exchanging. I said, you know what? I'm gonna need to call you because we need to connect because of the fact that either way it goes, she's gonna need a style. She's an airline student. She can fly wherever she wants to. But it's that line of communication that you have to keep, that I keep my cards, or I keep, if it's not my cards, it's a digital thing, or I'm gonna put their number in. I do the grassroots effect. I don't deviate from that. Your lady said, I knew if anybody could get my hair right. She says, not too many beauticians. Now, I know I don't let a lot of people call me beautician, but this time I did.
Oh, antiquated title.
Right, because I understood what she was saying. Is not a lot of people who care for hair. Mm-hmm. Consistently. She said, I went to you long time ago, like years ago. She said, I remember when you wore the hoodies. Like, this girl gave me a reference, like, she referred me from back in the day. But she came back to me, she said, because I knew if anyone could detangle my hair, because it took me a minute, it was you. Now, I mean, was I upset how she came in there? Absolutely, right? But the thing is, she trusted me.
That part.
She trusted me to say, I know if anyone could do it, if anyone had the patience to understand and was going to tell me right from wrong and not talk over she said, many people that came in, laughed and calmed my hair. I said, no, I don't do any of that, but I am going to educate you on how not to get back into the situation again, right? Communication is the consultation of everything that you need.
Yeah.
If you got that, right? If you communicating with a young person or an older person, a mature person, whoever's sitting in your chair or whoever's on this live tonight that may not be in the beauty industry, if you want something, you got to have communication.
Yes.
You got to have it.
Yes.
We now see so many people kick their mouth closed. And I've always been told, I know you heard it, a closed mouth
Don't get fed.
don't get fed. Are you hungry enough? Because I stay hungry. My wrist stay like this. You know, I stay hungry for
Yes.
finding that person that just as hungry as I am, that just want it as bad as I do, that
Yeah.
want that thing about them that want to shift. If you lazy, don't come around me. I can't
Yep.
take it.
Yep.
Can't take it. Grassroots, Shalom, you right. Grassroots. It works every time. Boots on the ground. I keep some comfortable shoes on because I'm gonna walk some miles for
Mhm.
what I want.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Let's move to the next question. This is good stuff, y'all. Y'all make sure y'all sharing this out
And
because
they
this is
need to ask us some questions too. We want to know what
yes,
you think about this industry and where we going at right now.
absolutely. Absolutely. So, can you share a specific example from your career where you've demonstrated staying power and remained relevant in the ever-changing beauty landscape?
One of them you said earlier was I moved several times, Kai. Packed up and moved to cities and states that I did not know not one person. Okay. But what I had to do was always reinvent myself, which means what I did was I sat there and said, what did Micheline do in the last city that worked? What did Micheline do in the last state that didn't work? And now let me see how I can change it. It's nothing wrong with reinventing yourself. The wheel is invented, but guess what? Now you see the wheel turn different ways now, right? And it's used for different types of things. It's nothing wrong with you saying, I know I've done this or I made this mistake. I told him one time when Shea Butter Relaxers came out, that's all I used on everybody because they said moisture and hydration. I'm like, yeah. So I'm blowing people cuticles up, right? I'm like, why is people hair just swole up? And you know what I'm saying? But what it was I did not take the time out to see what works for who and what. All I heard was, man, somebody hair dry, boom. You know what I'm saying? So I had to come in now. God, I'm just being, I want the most
Because I remember the time. So I'm just laughing. I'm with you.
I one of the most transparent people, you know. I made that mistake and I had to learn from that mistake. And everywhere I went, I started off my clientele, and this is the honest God truth in Walmart. Now, if I was to start somewhere, it would be Target, right? Because of the level of what I'm looking for.
Mm-hmm.
Walmart would not even, and this is y'all, I promise y'all this works. I would not even have anything in my buggy. And then I just put things in there and I find somebody and I'm like, oh, I really love your glasses, Kai. Now I won't say your name, but I really love your glasses. Oh, you talking about these old things? I'm like, yeah. I said, they are so dope on you. He's like, well, we started a conversation. And then I was like, well, listen, here's my card. I can compliment your glasses with my haircut. It's like, oh, that was so innovative. That was creative. Okay, I'm gonna keep it. Yes, I do have a stylist. But here you go, just in case.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone got to have a just in case. I have two people that braid my hair. Just in case the other one can't, the other one can't, right? I have, you know what I'm saying? So it's always a have two nail techs, two barbers, just in case one can't get me in, the other one can.
Mm-hmm.
But every time I found myself where I thought it was a brick wall, no, I was able to go through it because it was still, I had to find that stud to get through it.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
You know,
Absolutely.
she said, yes, I tell my daughter to do that now. I'm telling you, Shalom, it works. Go in Target, go in places where you want to now build your guest list up. And you know, Nordstrom's going to have a certain level. You know, Target gonna have a certain level of people. You know, Walmart gonna have a certain level. You know, school systems and when they go into volleyball practice and you the volleyball mom, those ladies and they want to get their hair done. Those men want to get their hair cuts. Find that thing about them that you can change their life and have a constant communication with them wherever you are. I'm always giving people consultations, and it's not just about their hair, but it's consultations on anything. If they ask me something, well, you know, what is it? What you thought about this lipstick? I like that one, but I don't even have to know them.
Mm-hmm.
Always, my mom was like that. I watched her in Walmart. Can't take her to Walmart. You'll never get out. You never get out of Walmart, right? Dealing with my mom, but everybody know her, and she's going to give her consultation on people that she don't even know. But then they end up falling in love with her. You know,
that's some good stuff. So, my next question is: retaining clients is crucial for long-term success. We've already established that. But what strategies do you employ to build and maintain strong client relationships?
I'm going to tell you, with my clients, my guests, I love on them. I listen to them. You know what I'm saying? So that's the difference. The difference between communication comes both ways. There's one talk, one hear. One listen, one talk. You can't do it at the same time. And what they love about me is that I am that same person every time they come. I don't know how to be nobody else but me. I laugh, I joke when I'm serious, when they know when I'm in that groove, I'm flat out, I'm getting them out because I don't like them in the salon for a long period of time. They know this about me. And so when you are building a strong clientele relationship, get to know that person. Kai, I watch you and I can go shopping for you because I know what you like. I know what colors you like. Get to know that person. So when you are around that person, when you are seeing their needs and listening, like the young lady who came to me today and she said, Miss Mitch, I know I lost my 8-week-old, my baby. What if I was not paying her no attention when she telling me her testimony of how she lost her baby, just an 8-week-old? I could have made her feel any kind of way, but it was time for us to be alone and to talk. And as I was detangling her hair, I said, you know what? God got something big for you. So I made her, when she was coming in there and her shoulders was humped over because she said, I'm so embarrassed about my hair. I could have easily turned it around. And then we was able to have and she knew my daughters. Like, I didn't even know this, but what if I had treated her a certain kind of way? You got to learn that everyone sits in your chair. It is a ordained ministry for you. Everyone who you come across, right, Kai, when you're touching them and we so close to their scalp, that is ordained ministry for you to change their life. And it's not about, sometimes guests are coming in just for me to shampoo and mold them. And they be like, Mitch, I just need a clean scalp. Sometimes it's not about just a clean scalp. Sometimes it's about a clean thought, a clean plate. They need something different. They need to wash away all those worries that they had. And sometimes we go into certain situations where they have to worry more because they're not treated right. They're not talked to right. They're not listened to. You got to do that in order to keep that clientele. And if you lose that clientele, they was never yours.
That part.
Sometimes we want to sit there and say, that's my guest. No, that's your guest while they sitting in your chair. And that's something that I've always lived by. That's your guest while they sitting in your chair. They could be anyone else's guest. I got a stack of books when I was cleaning out my garage with nothing but people whose heads I touched. Oh my God, I have touched a lot of people. Some still come to me. A lot of them still don't. But guess what? I'm always going out, finding a new clientele because people pass away. People move, it's so many things that people do. It's not saying that they don't want to come to you because they didn't move the whole hour, 2 hours away. They still want to come, but they just is unable to do so at the moment.
That's good. Yeah, I hope you guys are taking notes. I hope this is, and this is just as good to you as it is to me. But we're getting ready to set you guys up to see what we have in store for you for IDBTC February 2024. We will be back to you real soon. Don't leave us now.
What has been happening in my life at the salon, the clients that has been coming to me and for the reasons that they have been coming to me has been overwhelming. And it's been something that I needed to take that next step in.
I started to have situations show up in my shop that I did not have an answer for. And so I made contact to see if I could at least get a couple answers and maybe put some things together. I decided to go ahead and just sign up. And I will say this first day has really set a sail for me, or even given me some tools on how to set my sail in these uncharted waters.
I have no words for it. It was all positive. It was all genuine. I would advise anyone to come and seek out her courses and her academy. My experience was totally different than I had ever experienced at any boot camp or seminar or anything that I attended.
I learned information that I had no idea
in the field of holistic health. It was very touching, the atmosphere with everybody that I encountered was off the charts. So
I would encourage you on this journey as you continue to elevate to get around people like this. Kai Smith and her team have poured in us immensely. There was no gatekeeping. Nothing. It was so priceless. And this is all in the raw, totally uncut. And she let God do his thing in this space. I encourage you to join us in 2024 as she continues to give it to you the right way.
You see that? I'm like, You see my face? I'm like,
Yeah, I'm like, Jada put the stank on it when she said, give it to you the right way. Y'all, you don't want to miss February 17th through 21st in 2024. We are kicking off 2024 right. 5 days, psychological intensive for licensed cosmetologists and barbers. We want you to dive into health and wellness with us to identify hair loss behind the chair. And we didn't just stop there. We didn't say we only want to give you the skill set. This time we're doing it big. This time we're giving you something that you can walk away with, monetize, build up on, protect, and get to that additional 6 figures that we're saying that you can gain as a result of coming into the space with us. We're going to have, of course, my sister, Miss Micheline Barber, who's impacting millions. She's definitely going to give you guys the business with shifting your mindset and where you are and how to be in a better space with yourself to be able to build the success that you desire and that you deserve in this beauty industry. We also have Marche Chambers. Marche is going to be coming in, teaching you your numbers. A lot of times we keep asking for more, and we're not a good steward over what we already have. We have no idea that we have money available to us because we're just in the blind. We're in the blind and we're in the red. Marche is going to show you how to become in the black, how to build a profitable business. Miss Dania Durden, she is a part of the Trichology Collective on my team. Dania is going to share with you how to view the scalp, how to master detoxification, which is something that we certify you in at IDBTC. She's going to delve into gut health and its relation to scalp health. So much detail, so much knowledge and insight will be gained from her session. We're also going to have Miss Jessica Davis. Miss Jessica Davis and Dania Durden are both certified trichologists through the American Academy of Hair and Scalp Diseases. Jessica is special because Jessica trusted me. She came to the space as a certified trichologist and she chose AHSD because she wanted to go deeper. She wanted to expand. So she's a lifelong student, as I am as well, as we all should be, wants to continue to grow. Jessica is going to be teaching on natural hair styling. She's a Sister Locks educator and she's a certified natural loctician. So she's going to support you with the terrain of the scalp as you're dealing with natural hair, understanding who needs locks, who's not a candidate for locks, how to support your lock candidates. The list just goes on and on and on. We're also going to have Mr. Brand Daddy himself, Brand Cocky Chris Bond in the building, who's going to be teaching you how to actually build a brand. What are the elements to building a brand? We just get out there and think we got a flyer and we got a card and we got a website, that's all we need. There is a psychology to building a brand. Chris is going to break all of that down so that you're not casting a wide net and pulling in guppies and anything else that you pick up in that net. He's going to teach you how to be intentional about your conversation in the space of building your brand and attracting the right people. We also have Miss Takora Davis. She is a trademark and business attorney. She's going to be bringing you all the essentials and the contracts needed, how to protect your intellectual property in the space as a beauty pro, as you're building an icon. I'm becoming an icon. So I'm super excited. We have more guests that will be on the roster that we will bring to you soon, because we're going to be doing emotional intelligence. We're going to be learning how to deal and build relationship with self before we can build external relationships. So it's so much in store. I always say, I don't just deal with a portion of the beautypreneur. I want to deal with the whole beautypreneur, mind, body, spirit, because if we don't shift in our mind first, you can't build the business, because the person builds the business. And if the person's ceiling is the floor, there's no way you can elevate a business. So y'all come join us, because I have it laid out. I have partnered with some geniuses in this space that complement every single thing that I'm going to be bringing to you. Y'all don't want to miss this February 17th through the 21st. It's 5 days, a trichological incubator. We're going to actually, what I didn't share with you is that before Marche actually teaches you how to project your numbers, how to position your finances, I'm going to be going in with my hairstylist stimulus plan curriculum so that I can show you exactly how to monetize, the newly acquired skill set that you're learning in this 5-day space, how to arrive at your hourly rate, how to set your own economy. We don't have to make what you say. We make what you say.
Yes.
So at the end of the day, come and join us. Get it together. Meet us there. Get on that plane, get on that bus, whatever you got to do. But meet us at ID. We have the link here on the screen. You can click it, you can share it, but whatever you do, reserve your spot. Enrollment is going to close on January the 17th. Yes, January the 17th. We keep the space very small and intimate, because we want to make sure that you do not leave the same way you came. Y'all ready for it?
They should not ever leave the space that you have created, your team or yourself, the same. And that's what people don't realize. If you're going back, it's almost like leaving church, and you're going back and can't repeat what the pastor said, what did you get out of it? Right? You got to realize that you are going to a ministry and you're going to get something to take back, and not only take back with you, but to build upon it, to build something, a legacy, something that's going to be beneficial to you in your business. 2024 is going to be amazing, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to tell y'all that right now. We're speaking that into existence because we're going to walk in victory. We're going to walk in a way that's going to show us what's going to happen. But you got to start now. It's saying, I am worth it. I am worth it. Okay, worthy and worth it. Write that down and say, yes, I'm worth it. Yes, I'm worth the investment in myself to be in the seats. And I always say, don't meet us there, beat us there. Matter of fact, you could beat me there. Get there the day before, get there 2 days before. As long as you're in the building, I'm fine with it. But when your thinking is saying small and saying, I don't deserve it, then you don't. You don't deserve better. You don't deserve to build yourself up. You don't deserve to learn something new. Even when you're going to go back and refresh yourself, even though you pass a test for cosmetology, that's nothing. I read the whole book. They're like, you don't have to read it. You know the answers right there. No, I need to read it so that I can interpret it, so that I can learn something that I did not know. Yes, the answers are there. The answers, but you got to go seek it. That's the only way you're going to find out what is in there. You have to go seek it. And a lot of us want that microwave. There's nothing microwave about it. There is nothing. I was telling my mom, I was making some garlic mashed potatoes, right? And I said, Mom, I'm just used to smashing. I said, where's your smasher? You know, she said, girl, get that blender over there, you know, get that mixer and mix it, right? So I'm whipping and I'm doing everything, but it still need to put the ingredients in it. You know what I'm saying? So even though it was a faster method to it, you still had to put your stank on it. You still had to put yourself in the seats to say, deliver it how the team and yourself is going to deliver it. But what am I going to do different to take back to this part, to South Carolina, to North Carolina, to Georgia, to wherever you are from? What am I going to do to bring it back and be different? Dare to be different. Stop being like everyone else. That's the problem now. That he didn't make your fingerprints like no one else's. Everyone has different fingerprints. So why are we trying to be like somebody else? Dare to be. They're going to talk about you. It's okay. Come closer. It's okay. They talked about Jesus. So who are you? It's okay. Just dare to be different.
Mm-hmm.
Dare to
And
be
that's what
unique.
TD Jake said. I was listening to something on YouTube, and I remember TD Jake saying, everybody want to fit in. But when you fit in, you get lost. Nobody can see you because you fitting in. You were meant to stand out. You were meant to be unique, and you can't be unique when you're trying to fit in. So my saying is, it's like, you know how you make cookies with babies, and you got the little shape, the little cookie cutter that you know carve out the shapes with. That's what it's like when you become cookie cutter. Fitting in is like being cookie cutter. When you're cookie cutter, all the goodness is around the edges that's being cut off. That's the uniqueness. So you didn't cut all the goodness off being cookie cutter.
That's it. Stop being like you said, fitting in.
Mm-hmm.
And when you're passing down things, pass down the right things. Some things can't fit, so it's best to get out your closet. What are you going to do new? Are you going to buy a new pair of jeans, or are you going to lose weight? You got to decide which one you want to do, right? Am I going to keep these jeans and I'm keep doing the same thing and I can get in them, but your goal is accomplished when you lost the weight to get in those jeans. So don't feel bad.
Mm-hmm.
Don't feel bad. Or are you going to give them away and then you wish you would have had them when you lost weight? Reinvent yourself. Dare to go out there and say, listen, I know what I can walk into. I know what I can get, but I have not even taken a step. I have not walked and say, you know what? This is going to be my Christmas present. This is going to be my Valentine's present. You know what I'm saying? Tell your husband, you know, hey, listen, babe, you asked me what I want for Valentine's. You asked me what I want for Christmas. I said, this Christmas, I want intentional gifts. Mm-hmm. I can buy myself some clothes. I can buy myself some shoes, but I wanted a electric vacuum cleaner. You know why? Because I don't like dustpans. So that's an intentional gift. You know what I'm saying? So it's a gift that keep giving me peace.
Right. Yeah.
It keeps giving me peace. Right, Jessica? Don't meet us there. Beat us there. You know what I'm saying? So that is one thing that you are realizing now in life is that it's opportunities and it's chances.
It's a difference.
It's a difference. I always tell people, opportunities and chances. What are you willing to take? Mm-hmm. Are you willing to take that chance? Mm-hmm. Or are you willing to say that opportunity was given to me, but I let it pass by? But a chance. Mm-hmm. God gives us chances over and over and over again, don't he? Woo-hoo. Over and over again.
And you know what's crazy to me is that he gives us chances over and over again, yet we operate in a defeated mentality and continue to count ourselves out, and we can't even recognize when he's redeemed us and said, you could still go forth in this, pushing us, you know, because that negative chatter, that lack of self-worth, because you said something earlier, you said worth and worthy. And some of us allow our history
they're gonna
to define who we are, you know, when it's been poor. And then we don't see ourselves as being worthy because we've made poor choices. But we've all made poor choices. The difference between me and you may be that I learned from my poor choices, so I did better. But you kept doing the same thing, which is insanity, thinking that you're going to get a different result. Sometimes you got to shift. And that's what I mean when I said earlier about us coming into the space of being in expired seasons, you know, and thinking sometimes people will say, we'll dumb it down, right? Because we weren't prepared for the opportunity, right? We'll dumb it down and we'll say something like, well, that must not have been meant for me anyway.
Why that?
No, you weren't prepared for it.
Right.
You weren't prepared to receive it. It was meant for you, but you weren't prepared to receive it. So, and I'm speaking to a situation where it didn't work out because you didn't have something together. You didn't have the right headshot. You didn't have a short bio. I'm talking to y'all in this beauty industry right now. I'm talking to y'all. I'm saying something to y'all. Listen to me closely, because in this day and age, everybody wants to teach, but everybody's not an educator. There's a difference. There's a difference. And we all have giftings that we want to monetize, but there are things that have to be in order to do that. So y'all can't come to platforms not prepared, wanting to speak and teach on people's platforms, and you got selfies that you want to turn in, and you want somebody to put that on a graphic, or you don't even have a bio, but you're looking for the position. At the moment that you have the revelation that you want to be an educator, that's the moment that you should be ready to have a bio, and then a short version of that bio, and a proper headshot, and a proper title that you want to be referred to.
Let me tell you, it's so funny, right, that you said this. And you see Kia's on here. Today I was driving and one of my guests called me and she said, Micheline, I want to know. She said, I'm going to run this by you. She said, it's something that's coming to Tampa. It's very powerful Afro-American women that's going to be coming here to Tampa. I want to know if you want to be a part of it. I said, sure do. She didn't even have to tell me what it sure do, but the thing is, the reason why she called me, because she knew be ye always ready. Yes, I do want to be a part of it. Yes, what do I need to do? You know what I'm saying? Okay, good. Now I needed my bio, my picture, I'm ready. What are you going to be doing? Waiting? Waiting on it? Or are you worthy for the wait? Are you worthy for the wait? Do you deserve the wait? Is that something that you want to do? Are you worthy of the wait? Mm-hmm. Invest in yourself. Why does somebody have to beg you to invest in yourself? Mm-hmm. Why do you have to wait to see what you want to do, how you want to do it, when it's already there? That's right, Jessica. Stay ready. Mm-hmm. No matter what. So when she called me today, absolutely send me the link, what I need to do. She said, I'm going to drop your name. Drop my name. You know what I'm saying? You can bounce it like a bowling ball. Drop it. like Jada said, gatekeepers. If you know somebody out there that is worthy or that can do the job, that's one thing my guest called me about. Micheline, do you know somebody can lay floors? Micheline, you know somebody can paint? I do. I'm not going to sit here and say I can do this when I know I can't. Let me give it to the right person. Yes. Let me not keep this from somebody who needs to be there. Even future professionals. If you know future professionals that's out there now, start investing them on what to look for, what classes they need to go to, what summits they need to be a part of. What do they need to do to invest in themselves? Right. Are you worthy for the wait? That's right. You got to look at that. Mm-hmm. You got to make a sacrifice across the country to come and sit in the seats. Mm-hmm. You got to do that. Mm-hmm. You got to, not nobody else. As my grandma said, heaven or hell for yourself.
Right. Absolutely.
You got to do it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And so it's imperative, you guys, because we all aspire to be great, right? But what you aspire to be and what your spiritual capacity is are two different things. And one of my posts today said, the things that you're praying for God to reveal to you, you're not prepared to receive it yet because you don't know how to handle it yet. You got to grow. We want the success without the growth. And God is saying, no, that can't happen. You got to grow. You got to show yourself approved. Because if I place you over there without all of these occurrences, without some of this adversity, because adversity is what grows us. It's supposed to, unless you always play the victim and you wallow in your pain instead of figuring out how to develop your pain into purpose, because that's what the pain is supposed to be for. It's for you to understand whose you are and what your role is in this world and how you are assigned to specific people to shift them. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Yes. So at the end of the day, we're all destined for greatness. But the beautiful part about God is he gives us freedom of choice. He gives us will. So some of us are hiding behind God and saying, oh, God not ready for me, and I'm waiting on God and this and that. No, God is waiting for you. So stop blaming everything on God and stop blaming everything on the devil and figure out where you are in your mindset. Exactly. and learn how to make choices, because God gives us will. He's the same God that created us, and he's the same God that gave us the freedom to choose him or to not choose him.
That's it.
He's a respecter of a person. If you ain't going, he ain't gonna force you. He gonna let you linger in the wilderness out there as long as you need to. He'll never leave you. But if you don't accept him, he ain't gonna make you accept him either.
It's about like the man in the boat. He said, I'm waiting on God to come. And then the water kept getting higher and higher and higher. He's on the roof of the car. I'm waiting on God to come. He said, listen, I done sent him 3 times. You ignored him. Right. Sometimes we don't realize that they're sending it right. God can't move until you do right. He can't move until you say go. Until you say that yes. What is that yes that you're not giving? That yes that you're not giving to yourself, that you deserve to sit in quality spaces. Notice how they say quantity, but I said quality spaces. That is what that's about. It's the quality that you're in a space that you deserve, that you're saying, hey, I want to invest in this. This is worth it. Because I know plenty of times when I did not put my money where I needed to, it didn't grow. And nothing happened. I'm not saying growing money. I'm talking about growing myself. Nothing happened when I didn't invest the right way, when I did not say, listen, this is worth it. Just like with me coming down to BTC. And I think I surprised a lot of people. They say, Micheline, you taking a class or you educating? No, I'm taking the class. They say, oh, really? Oh, yes. I sit in seats. I'm a seat sitter. You know what I'm saying? And I'm a note taker. And I'm going to write down everything that I need to do to better myself, because I know that tomorrow's not promised. And if nothing else, I'm able to really use my mouth to make a difference. If nothing else, if I can't curl anymore, if I can't cut anymore, at least I can tell someone what not to do and what to do to make it better.
Absolutely. This is real good stuff. I just want to share a little snippet really quickly, because we're talking about investing and not investing and not growing or expanding. Just really quickly, my own experience. Had I not started investing in myself prior to COVID, I would have drowned.
Say it. Prior. That means before. Prior means before. Right? Okay.
I didn't wait for COVID to happen before I reacted. I was proactive because I was nudged in the spirit to say, the spirit said to me, you need an exit strategy from this beauty industry, from behind this chair. You're not going to do this till you 60. You need to figure out what your transition is. And the reason why that happened was because, again, I have been doing this for 3 decades. I'm watching my clients age with me. Our clients will age us out. So I'm watching my clients age with me, and I'm looking like some of my older clients that are like my parents' age, they're retiring. They're not coming to get their hair done like that anymore. Blah, 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 blah. I'm watching it. And I'm like, okay, I got this trichology thing that I'm doing because I saw a need for that. I got to figure out what's next. So I say that to say to you guys that I heard the call, I answered the call, but I did not receive monetary compensation for the call when I made the move. In fact, I had to spend thousands upon thousands upon thousands of dollars to prepare myself. And when I slid over into saying yes to the next thing, the coaching that prepared me for this, I had bubble guts.
Yeah.
I had diarrhea. I was on a plane coming back from Miami, because that's when I said yes. And from Miami to California is a long ride from coast to coast, right?
Yes.
I had bubble guts the whole way back. Like, I wanted to throw up. I couldn't. I was nervous.
Yes.
I was sweating. I was so scared because I knew that I was leaping into that next stratosphere, if you will. And I had never done nothing like that before. And I was like, oh my God.
Yes.
But what I did know, was that I couldn't afford not
Not
to
to.
do it. As afraid as I was more afraid to stay where I was than to take the leap to where I was going. So some of you got to determine whether you are more afraid to stay where you are than to get moving into your future. And that is the determining factor. I was too afraid to stay put. I was comfortable.
Yes,
I was
comfortable.
comfortable. I had a multiple six-figure chair. I was
Yes.
comfortable in that space, but I knew that there was more. So some
Mhm.
of us are very well off in our spaces behind the chair. But how well off are you to take a pause on the chair to be able to walk away from it? How long will you continue to be well off in that space? You got to prepare for your future. And that is what Marche wants to show you how to do, how to project your income, how to move into 6, 7 figures, and how to make your active money passive money. And she's not into the stock market or anything. Well, she probably doing her own thing in her own private life, but her business isn't to push the stock market or things. But what she's doing is she's helping you to find the money to be able to invest in courses like ID and in homes, Airbnbs, or having money for, for whole life insurance policies and all these other things that we need to do behind the scenes to make sure that we are good and we can retire from this multi-billion-dollar industry. There's no reason why you should exit this space broke. But the reason why we exit broke is because we're broken.
Oh, that part.
I'm gonna let you pick up from there.
Put the pieces together. Put the pieces back up. And even if you're broken at this moment, put it back together.
Mm-hmm.
Pick it up, but it's going to be put back differently. Anytime anything's been broken and you try to put it back together, it's never placed in that same situation. But at least you learn from it. You learn from your fall, right? And one thing that Mr. Della has always taught us: if you fall on your back, because if you can look up, you can get up. The reason why we are a lot, and I talk to myself, and that's I'm my biggest fan with talking to myself. I'm gonna tell you that right now. I will walk, talk to myself in the shower, in the mirror. This house can be quiet. I'm talking out loud, like, okay, you did this, but you know better than that. And you're absolutely correct. It's supposed to be so big, it makes you sick. You're supposed to be so uncomfortable till you can't sleep. You can't eat, you lose weight. And that's exactly what I went through, Kai. I mean, I still go through it even now. This is going on our 6th year with Impulse Summit. Our 6th year with Impulse Summit, right? And year 1 feel like the same as year 6, right? I still got new things, new educators I'm bringing on, new people I'm meeting. So I gotta be always nervous. I feel like when I'm not nervous, it don't turn out right. Before every time I went on stage, everyone knew that I was going to go to my ritual, and that was go to the restroom. Everybody knew where Mitch at. Oh, she going to do her ritual. And they like, you've been doing this for years. It doesn't matter. This is a new audience, a new hot sound, a new beat that's in these chairs right now. So I gotta move with that rhythm. And it's somebody out there that's not just talking about curls, but it's talking about what they can do to change their pattern of what they've been doing, changing it into something different. So I have to deliver that. And it's a boomerang effect. When it's delivered out, it comes back to me. It may not come back to me in that same story or that same sitting. It may in a different way, but it's going to come back to me because I gave all. I'm a giver. I give my all. That's why I'm just now trying to peep my head up at the Impulse Summit, because I gave so much, a whole year, and still going back to 2024, a whole year of just constantly giving. And that's what I find in the space of being at BTC, giving. To where I even told you, I said, oh, I know you're tired. I wasn't going to bother you. Remember right after you was like, girl, how you? Oh, I know. I wasn't going to bother you until you called me. I was good. I was good. I was fine. I understand, because all y'all gave out, you needed to get poured back into. And it was okay. It was okay.
And that's the beauty about being in that space. And just like you talk about the nervousness, I was nervous about this live tonight. I'm nervous about every live that I do, because it's not about me. It's an assignment. And so I don't know what's going to fall out of my mouth because it's being down. I know the key points of what I want to say,
Right.
but I don't know what God is going to download in the moment because that's how he does it, because he has tested me so that he knows, oh, I could tell her to say the most craziest stuff and she going to do it.
Exactly.
She gonna do it.
Obedient.
She that radical for me that she'll say it no matter how crazy it look or sound. She's gonna say it. I've told this story on one of the other lives that we've done for ID 24, and that was that the expansion was downloaded in me at Impulse Summit in September. I got that expansion sitting in the lounge, and I said, oh, "Okay, God, this what we doing," and it don't take long. Yes, yeah. Listen, we doing all this talk. Go on, Mitch. Go on and give it to him. Go on, give him the business about what's going on, who you with.
Listen, when you talked about that being in the space where God will expand and talk about big, right? I know what you're saying. The expansion of big means believing and then vision of what it's going to be and then walking. Now God has given us victory. And so as we go into Impulse Summit, yes, we're going to our 6th year and we talk about it. And you have been a special part from day one, A1 with that, because you believed in me when I didn't believe in me. You trusted me when I didn't trust what I was doing, and you trusted me. You know what I'm saying? And you entered into a space where you kept it going. You kept it resuscitated, revived, which is how God downloaded back into you and told you, yes, Kai, 3 days ain't big enough. Let's go to 5. You know, that's my number. That's my number 5, right? I just got it on me when I went to Houston. I'm like, it's something about them 5s that's all over the place. And he just keeps showing us. And so as we going to now with Impulse Summit, yes, we are looking for, and we only have maybe 30 more spots for our founders. And that's our VIPs. That's going to be at Impulse Summit in September of next year, September 21st through the 23rd. And we want people to constantly build upon coming and being in those seats, being where you know you can trust the person who's in front of you, being with the people who you know that I need to invest in going to their events, their summits, their shows, whatever it is that you trust that you're going to get the best back, and that's the best interest in you. So Impulse Summit, yes, we are looking for that. And so once you do a down payment, then you make payments up until up until August, to come in to Impulse Summit into a safe space. And we always ask who you with, and that goes in. If you read 1 John 5:4, it talks about walking in the victory. And so I'm telling you, that's 1 John 5:4. Look it up and you're going to see what I'm talking about when he said, who is with him, who you with. So it's not about who you with over here. Oh, are you going to go to Kyle? You're going to go here. No, it's about, are you with God? And then these individuals here are with God. It's talking about the whole world that believes and he is the Son of God. And so that's what we're talking about. If you are in this space right now, if you're on this live right now, feel yourself being in a space of safeness. Fill your space up with the right things. Feel yourself, like the other day I did a live and said, I'm so full of, right? Mm-hmm. And some people could have said SHIT, you could have said whatever you want. I'm saying I'm full of God. I'm full of gratefulness. I am full that the overflow is there because I surround myself around the right people with the right intentions that you know that you can trust. So anybody who see me, if you see me on their platform, you can trust them, because I don't get on everybody's platform, and that's the honest truth. I don't, but I go in spaces that I know these individuals believe in what they're doing, and they believe in bringing God into a space where we're going.
This is good stuff, y'all. This is good stuff. Impulse Summit always brings something different every year. And I know we switching reels, but it's relevant, right? It brings something different every single year for me as an educator there. It's spirit-filled. It's a whole movement. Yes. It's a whole movement for God is what it is. And being in the space is going to help you purge some things that you came with so that you can be refilled with the goodness of God so that you can continue to go out there and pick your cross up and carry it. Because a lot of us have put it down. You got to pick that cross up. It gets hard. Sometimes you feel burdened. Yeah, you gotta pick that cross up. You got to move. You got to keep moving. And the beauty is you're able to be around so many other like-minded individuals in the industry who come from all different walks, and just the sharing and the testimonies and the overseer. It's something that no word in the dictionary can actually give it that feeling. It's an experience. It's an experience. And I will say, for any, whether you're emerging or whether you're a pioneer, whatever end of the spectrum you're on, there's something there for you.
And just
Hence
like
the reason why Mitch is in this space with me, because Mitch is a visionary. Mitch sees something further than where we are right now for the beauty industry. She always has. And now she's in the space being that catalyst for people. The way I see it is like she's bent over for you to walk on her back to get to your next. This is what the whole Impulse Summit is like. She's laid herself out as a sacrifice for you. For you. And that might sound over the top to some of you, but that's what it is when God has given you a vision so big. It's painful when you're birthing that. It's very painful. And she said yes. She said yes.
And it's the same thing with you, Kai. You know, I have your book that I got this summer, right? And you watching how proud you were of this book, you know, and what you wrote to me, which is my business, not yours. But what you know, you birthed this. This right here, hardback. This is something that, again, hardback. Standing on the backs of what you wrote this book for is for it to show someone else. And that's what I found at BTC. When I went there, I seen your passion from when y'all open up the doors and you fill the room up with the music and you had everything and you had, you know, all the things on the table for us. And, you know, I'm a stickler for details. Like I love a detail. And how you had the boxes there and you told us what the value of everything that we were getting. That was important. And then being around your team, that space that we had, especially at the beginning, when I came back as a guest speaker there, it just elevated even more. It left me there even full again. Like I left the first time sitting in the seats and being educated to when I stood there and watched the testimonies and how you moved in your space and how God just took you over. Like you changed colors. I don't think you did all, but I'm talking about you changed colors when God jumped on you and jumped in you. You was like, woof. And he just went through the room. And I'm telling you, it's amazing. You are amazing to watch. And I sit in awe that I can have my mouth open and be like, man, I love her. Like she's dope. She really loved what right. The real book. She, you know what I'm saying? She's dope at what she do. And her team is dope. That so when I tell you, you need to sit back and listen to some testimonies. And you know, I want you to sit back and take this in right here because I know these testimonies, they touch you every time you hear it.
Mm-hmm. They do. Thank you. Thank you, Tracy Nicole. She was just saying, you know, that she loved the daily talks and everything that I did. Thank you. That's Blood, Sweat, and Tears. That was a download from COVID. And those daily talks, when I wrote the book, I couldn't just do all the videos in the daily talks. God made me every day for those 30 days. Those videos were cut in the raw, where every day when it was day 2, I woke up and I did another video. Day 3, I woke up and I did another video. Day 4, I woke up and I did another video. So I labored over that. So it's my sweat equity. It's my heart. It's really how I elevated it. The conversations, I really had those conversations with me. I didn't just wake up like this, you know. I battle in my mind just like you do. It's just that I choose to follow God. I choose to say yes to the test and not the temptation. That's all that's different about me. is that I choose to say yes to the test. I know I'm on assignment. I know I've been chosen. I know I'm anointed. I know those things. But when I'm not under the anointing, I'm just like you and I'm flawed.
Yes.
I am flawed and I have the same battles in my mind as everybody else. I just choose to say yes to the test.
That's it. Yes to the test.
We're going to go to another commercial real quick. Hang in there with us because we still got so much more to share with you tonight, but we'll be right back.
Turn your video on. Look at it. Record yourself. What you say?
I am accomplished.
Say it again.
I am accomplished.
With conviction.
I am accomplished.
Turn it off and play that back to you. Every time your inner critic starts getting loud on the volume, you turn that up. It's done.
It's done. It's done.
It's done. You're living a reverse engineered life. God already created you. God already finished you. You just have to now go through the obstacles to reach the higher portion of yourself. When you leave here, you will be higher. When you leave here, you will be higher. When you leave here, you will be higher. What you just do right there, you just exhale, huh? Do it again. And do it again. I am accomplished. Repeat.
I am accomplished.
Repeat it again and exhale every time you do it.
I am accomplished. I am accomplished. I am accomplished. I'm accomplished.
Yes.
I am accomplished. I am ready. I am accomplished. Yes.
I am enough.
I am enough.
I am enough.
I am enough. I am accomplished.
I am enough for what God has given me.
I am enough for what God has given me.
I am not enough for what He's given you.
I am not enough for what He's given me.
That's meant for whoever you're trying to be enough for that's outside of you.
This is your girl, Kai Smith, also known as your hair loss advocate, the founder of the American Academy of Hair and Scalp Diseases and the creator of the 3-day signature course, ID Hair Loss Behind the Chair. We just wrapped the last course of 2023. And when I tell you that this crew was the crew to wrap it up with, these women were phenomenal. Their spirits were open. They were excited about the curriculum. My team, my other AHSD students that came to partake in this last season of 2023, my guest educators that came in to share their genius. I'm just grateful that God has entrusted me with His people to be able to download. I'm thankful that He has given me the opportunity to connect with other like-minded people that support me and my vision. And at the same time, I'm supporting them to bring their vision to life. So what I want to tell you is that if you're on the fence, if you are stagnant, if you are seeking the next best thing in the beauty industry, then you need to follow me into 2024, February 17th through the 21st, Houston, Texas, live, because we have now increased from 3 days to 5 days for ID Hair Loss Behind the Chair. Why? Because the vision has just gotten that much bigger. Why? Because we want to be the change that we want to see in the beauty industry. Why? Because we are licensed to touch people. Why? Because we transform lives. So those 5 days will be filled with education, empowerment, and it's going to be explosive. So you don't want to miss it. It's coming to you live. No more virtual training in this space for ID Hair Loss Behind the Chair. Get on that plane, get in that car, get on that bus, but whatever you got to do by any means necessary, Meet us February 17th through the 21st in Houston, Texas.
Is not looking at the body surviving. A holistic provider is looking at a body thriving, free of dis-ease. Does that make sense? And so the reference ranges are going to always look different. So when you come to a person like me as a holistic health practitioner, I'm going to say, let me look at the body's blood reference range to function optimally so that I can find your dis-ease, to keep you sick and to keep you dependent upon medications, to keep you dependent on a standard American diet, which is what's killing you. And if you don't know how to choose better, then you will stay a victim of what standard American diet brings to your life, and then you end up dependent on Big Pharma. Is real.
It's real.
It ain't a conspiracy. They're killing us.
It's
Well,
real.
I'm passionate about mine, right? I'm passionate about mine. With my Erica Badu book, right? I'm passionate about it, y'all. I really am. Because our clients are coming to us for hair, and they have hair loss or thinning or scalp maladies, but what they don't understand is that if it's not traction alopecia or trichotillomania, which is a form of traction alopecia, they are ill on a cellular level, and we are still throwing oils and drops and minoxidil and amino acid based conditioners. We're still throwing these items at hair. It's bigger than hair. It ain't about the hair. Your client is sick on a cellular level. Their body is not methylating. Their DNA is not coding properly. And if the DNA is not coding properly, that means that there's no proper protein production in the body. We need protein on so many levels. So it's not the protein in the bottle, it's the protein in the body.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay, it's not the protein in the bottle, it's the protein in the bottle. And if in the body, and if we're not methylating, we're ill. We're ill. And if you guys don't know what methylation is, that's another reason why you need to be at ID, because you have come to a battle and you got a knife and you need a whole army. You need a whole army. You're never going to win this battle at your back bar, ever. That is why I'm so passionate about it, is because people are dying on our watches, not necessarily leaving out of here in a casket, but they are dying cellularly.
Yes.
And we're still trying to use snake oil and minoxidil and spironolactone and all these other medications to solve a problem. We're only silencing the body's communication to go mute. That doesn't mean that it stopped acting up. That means that you've silenced the communication for the body to tell you that it's acting.
That's it.
So I need you. Come here. Come close. Listen to me. I need you to learn how to fight different, to protect your investment, which are your clients, because they are your financial future. And if you don't protect that investment to keep them in your chair, they will go elsewhere to find a solution. Whether they're successful or not, that's a wait and see. But I need you. It's imperative for you to rise to this level of trichology, because it is the new cosmetology, y'all. Now, my sister, Miss Kia Neal, Miss Kia Artistically Neal, Texture versus Race, has offered up a $100 scholarship to the very next person who signs up. Thank you so much, Kia, for finding value in what we do on the Kai Smith platform, that you would invest in the next person $100 for their education. That is huge.
Yes, it is.
So Don't take it lightly, y'all. The next person that signs up will get $100 off of their tuition, y'all. So don't wait too long. Don't let it expire. Don't let the seats run out because we keep the room small. We're not into the masses.
And you know how serious you are. So the last time, the young lady, you didn't know how she got past the link, right? Because the link had expired. You were so serious about, I don't know what we're going to do, because you have already prepared spaces. And so even looking at how Kia has now developed, you know how you say keep attract with magnet, people who are magnets to greatness, right? You want to, you know what quality is, and she knows what quality is. I know what quality is. You know what quality. So we invest in each other, which is so important. What are you waiting on? Kai just told y'all to lean in, not to your own understanding, right? But to what God has in store for you. Lean in and said, I want something different for myself. I am sick of being stuck. I'm sick of being sick. If you're sick and tired of being sick and tired, do something about it and change your environment. Go ahead and invest in yourself. You can do like we do anything. Now, there's so many different ways that you can make payments to get there. Just get there. 5 days is not going to be long, but it's going to be long enough for you to change your life. I'm telling you, 5 days, and there's something in the number 5. I'm telling y'all, by the time you get to that 5th day, it's going to be phenomenal. So mark your books off. Tell your guests. Matter of fact, make an announcement in your newspaper. Kai, I had seen a newspaper article where it said local stylists traveling to Paris to do hair. They did that in the paper here in Tampa that I totally forgot about. Wow. Make an announcement, because when you get back, your books are going to be full with women and men looking for solutions to problems. And you're going to get the answers to your questions in Houston, Texas, February the 17th through the 24th. All she's saying, and the team is saying, and I'm saying, everybody's going to be there. 17th to the 20th. Be there. Be there. The 17th through the 21st, February 2024. Make it. Jump. Whatever you got to do. Tell your boyfriend, tell your girlfriend, tell your sister, tell your brother, I want gift cards for Christmas. What do you want gift cards for? Because I need to pay on my class.
Yeah.
Wants and needs. You need to realize what you want and what your value is, right? Did you need it? You want it. Yes, you need a change.
Yeah.
And you got to start now.
Yeah.
Now, where? Nowhere. Don't just lead to nowhere and not going nowhere. Always know, now that you're here, you're going to be in that space. As Jessica say, make the leap.
Yeah, make
Take
the leap.
time tonight and download, click the link, call any of us, whatever you need to do, get in the seats of BTC. We cannot say it enough. Payment plans, right? Let me hear it. Payment plans. They want to know what the payment plans are, Kai. So go ahead and let them know what the payment plans are for them to get there. Invest in yourself. Listen, I'm telling you, I invested in myself. I paid full price. No discounts, no sister love, none of that. I paid full price, and I wanted to because I needed to invest in myself, and I needed to feel what I was getting. Yeah. What are the different ways they can get that, boo?
That's good stuff. So right now we have reduced the payment plan to a 2-pay. It started off as a 3-pay, but as we get closer to the time to close out registration, it's going to go to 2 and then to 1. So right now we're on a 2-pay, which means that you can divide the payments up and it'll be a 30-day span from payment to payment on the 2-pay. So you pay half and then you get 30 more days and you can pay the other half. However, we do offer PayPal. So if you need more payments, you can always go to PayPal. If you got good standing with them, they will allow you to break up the payments so that you can create another situation with PayPal. But if you're going in-house with us, the maximum payments at this point will be 2 payments because we close out registration 30 days prior to the event because of the personalization that happens for this event. You're coming into my home. Yes. You're coming into my home and I'm going to welcome you in as a guest and I'm going to serve you. And so go ahead.
What I was saying is too, for the payments, you got to realize that we will put a purse on PayPal and all these other things, right? And that purse is not doing nothing but looking real pretty and it's sitting there and it's looking real cute. but it's not nothing in the bag. This right here is giving you the bag and something in it. All we saying is go ahead, get your bag, PayPal it, Afterpay, whatever you need to do, get it there.
Yeah.
Get it in there. Download yourself. You're already getting $100 off of the class. I mean, the last time I invested in someone, we impose someone to probably invest again in someone who is serious.
Yeah.
Don't be playing.
Yeah.
Don't be playing with Kai Time and her team, because they have already taken out the time to do what they need to do.
Absolutely. And with this course, we're teaching you how to monetize, and the gifts that are given in that space provide you with an opportunity to go back to get an ROI already without spending another dime. You have in hand something that is going to give you your money back if you follow instructions. Because see, what I'm trying to get away from is having people in the space that just come to see, having people in the space that just want to come and collect knowledge. I want people in the space that want to download and implement. And if you download and you implement immediately after leaving, you're going to see a shift in your revenue. And not only that, I put into place Marche Chambers, who's then going to show you what to do with that money. She's going to show you how to create more money. And not saying that you got to go make money for her to show you how to create it, because sometimes our money is all over the place and we already got the money that we're trying to find elsewhere. It's already within us. So working with Marche, having her in the building, we are setting, I'm concerned about every hair on top of your head as a beauty pro. I am concerned about it because I am amongst this community. This community has been good to me. I have built a nice life from this industry.
Yes, from the
space. I dare not take from this industry and not give back.
Yes.
Dare not.
You got to leave empty. You got to leave empty. There's no way that you can be on this earth and leave here with still full and not give back to somebody. If you know somebody, you're on this live tonight, and say you are a consumer and you know your stylists need to be there, invest in your stylists. Invest in them. You know, a lot of times, you know, my guest said, I want to get you a candle from Joe Malone. I was like, girl, those candles are expensive, but what you can do is invest in this class. You know what I'm saying? That candle, I can get me a candle from Ross, but what I can't, you know what I'm saying? But I'm just saying what makes sense. Make it make sense to me.
Yeah.
That the investment now is, I want lighting, I want this, whatever it is, let's invest in that part. And so if they're going to now come in and tell your guests to give you gift cards to get to this, they're going to be so proud of you that you've taken out the time to take 5 days off to reinvent yourself, to keep yourself relevant, to aim at a goal, find your purpose, and get your vision done. For those who want to talk about it, be about it. Don't just talk about, yes, you know, I'm a hair loss practitioner, I do this and this, and all you're doing is covering up and combing over. That's not. You're not one. Let me say it loud. But finding out solutions to issues, like you said, gut health and mental health and sleeping health. Like when you showed me about when I was sleeping, what I was going through, you know what I'm saying? That right there just opened up my eyes to when I got back, I started doing that test on everybody. When you go to sleep, when you wake up, you know? So little things like that you don't pay attention to when you are behind a chair that can keep another conversation besides Young and the Restless, Bold and Beautiful, and what's going on with T.I. and Tiny Son. Who cares? When you right, when you can talk about what's going on in your seat that you see every day, and that is issues that we're facing with women now losing their hair, and it's not because of what you're doing, but it's because of what's going on in their food, in their diet, what they're taking, what they're shampooing their hair with, berries and strawberries and all this. Like you said, what you always say, Kai?
It ain't got no digestive. Hair ain't got no digestive system. Stop it. Knock it off.
I'm like, stop with the juices and berries and avocado oils, and come on, stop squeezing this oranges and stuff like that. When the reality is, it's not working that way.
It's not working. I got two questions for you actually left. My first question is, generating profit is a common goal amongst us all. Could you share some key financial strategies or practices that have contributed to your success?
One of the things too is I invest back in myself. When I say that every week I have a certain amount that I have them taken out. Sacrifice. That's it. I tithe. I am a true tither. I'm gonna tell you that right now. Tithe right there is tithing and offering is two different things. So you have to do both. So realize that. But investing and looking at how investing is, I have to have a sacrifice goal that I take out. Now, when it says, "Ooh, can I really afford to take this out?" I can't afford not to take it out. I'm 53 years old. Yes, I want to definitely find other things I want to do, but the biggest thing I want to do is find that sacrifice that I need to give to invest in myself, and that's taking classes, or that's taking out a certain amount every Monday. It comes out of my account that I cannot touch, don't want to touch, will get in trouble if I touch it, right? And it's not just me with switching over. No, it's actually a company that takes it and they hold it, right?
Nice.
This is where you want to do when you're talking about, but I had to learn that the hard way. I had to learn that sacrifice is better than anything. When you're doing that and he sees those gifts that he's giving you, you're able to save it more. You're able to move more. You're able to understand what you're doing. So right now, when you're looking at the fact that you may be doing less people, but you're making more money, check that off. What have you done different? You increased your prices. You're doing less people, but you got the valuable people sitting in your chair to understand your value. Well, before, when you was doing 50 million people at $25 a cut, $25 a shampoo and style, them days is over. Those days are over. I'm gonna say it again, those days are over. And now you got to increase your prices because now products have increased. You're still at the same price point. It's not working for you. So you could do less people, but there's a sacrifice that you could say, I know this money gonna come out every Monday, but I gotta live with this. This is the amount of money I made. Now I gotta live with less this amount right here that's going over there to good causes, and I can see it grow and I can see things. So, and I'm also taking a certain percentage that I'm taking for classes that I'm going to invest and go to a summit, sit in a seat and learn. So certain things I'm going to learn to invest back in myself, because I can't be the smartest person in the room. I don't want to be the smartest, but I want someone I can be that's in the room that's smarter than me. When I came to BTC, y'all were smarter than me, and I loved every minute of it. I was soaking in it. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, man, I couldn't even pronounce these words, and these spitting off their tongue like it's nothing. Like I told you, I was like, let me write it in Ebonics, but I was serious. But I was serious about it. But I had to learn it in my own term and in my own way. So don't come there thinking it's not a safe space and that you got to know how to say big words and that you got to understand everything. Don't come there empty. Leave whatever it is that you think you know where you are. Come there ready to be poured back in. I said a post the other day. This is my pruning and my pouring season.
Yes.
Pruning means I'm getting rid of people, places, or things that does not value me, and that it does not value what I'm doing. And I'm pouring into people who I value and who has poured into me. So there's a pruning situation and there's a pouring situation. It's the season I'm in right now. And you got to realize, if you are cutting out some of the things, cut out those things that's not going to be beneficial. If me going to Dunkin' Donuts, Starbucks, and you don't go there for 30 days, add that up. I stopped doing that and I started making my own coffee, right? So certain things that you can do that makes sense. When I was going to Starbucks every day, $14 and $11 on stuff in there. God knows I love Starbucks, nothing against them, kudos. But when it came to what I needed to do for sacrifice, I need to make my own coffee or get up in the morning, put my eggs on before I take my shower. I know how many minutes I got before it boils, and then I can come out here, put some salt on there on my way. Like, I know the pattern when I stick to it. And one thing that they can tell you, when I stick and I aim to something, you can't get me off. I'm like a dog with the teeth in it. I don't let go. I don't let go at all. And so when you get me to that point where you tell me what I can't do, I'm gonna show you that I can. I know somebody told you can't do it, can't afford it, you can't do it, don't do that. I know somebody told you can't afford to sit in many seats and platforms that you're going to see in the next couple of months and the next year. Don't doubt yourself. Prove it to yourself. Not prove to anybody else. Prove it to yourself that you deserve to be in Houston in February. Prove it to yourself that you deserve. Cut out anything you need to cut out in between now and then. It works. It works. 2 payments. If you know you got to cut out coffee, going by Dunkin' Donuts, Starbucks, going by getting a coat, getting some shoes, don't do it. Give yourself that time. And in between that fasting time that you're doing it, God is going to provide. So it's a fasting time that you're doing now. Fasting, pour out and purge certain things that you know that you don't need. And I guarantee you, God is going to provide it. I'm a witness to that. I can speak on that. I know for a fact what he can do when you are obedient to saying, this is what I want to do for me. This is the change I need to do in my life. This is what I need to do, not just for me, but for the people who deserve it, that sit in my chair, that trust me. I need to do it for them. When you do it for other people that you see that you're standing and hovering over their head and you don't know what's going on, and it's not you, and it's not, anything that you're doing, and you're talking to them and you cannot get to the stem of it, then you got to say, let me go a little bit deeper because I care and I love this person enough to do something about it. If nothing else but find information and send them in the right direction.
That's good right there. And I want to close out saying this. Your next level is calling for you. You want to know why I know your next level is calling for you? Because over 40% of women are dealing with hair loss. Those are the ones that know that they have hair loss or hair thinning. What about the percentage that don't know that they have it, that have yet discovered it because they can't see it with the naked eye? So essentially, the percentage is larger than 40%, right? So your next level is calling for you because you're in a field where you're touching people who are becoming more sick, and unbeknownst to them, they are sick. They don't even know. They think everything is okay. They think it's their hair, but it's not their hair, it's their body. And you've got to learn how to have the conversation, switch that conversation from their hair and redirect that to the body. That's a physiological conversation. And the reason why they can't pinpoint it is because they're having a hair loss conversation with their physician, and they should be having a physiological conversation with their physician. You need to bring them into awareness about how their hair is responding to what the body is saying. You need to understand physiology mapping, which is what we actually show you at ID Hair Loss Behind the Chair, so that you can empower your clients with the knowledge to advocate for themselves inside of that doctor's office. You will become a liaison. You will become a liaison between the patient and the doctor so that the patient can advocate, ask questions that they don't know need to be asked, and get answers that they've been looking for. They don't know what questions to ask. That's why they can't get the right answers. You stand in between that gap to bridge it. Your next level is calling for you. Are you going to say yes, or are you going to continue to turn a blind eye and a deaf ear to the concerns of your clients? If you're not a part of the problem, you are a part of the solution. The choice is yours. Mitch, tell them why they need to meet you at ID Hair Loss Behind the Chair.
Listen, there is so many reasons and whys that you need to meet us there, because it is eye-opening, game-changing, life-changing. It is so many reasons why you need to meet me there. Not just meet me there, but beat me there at ID in February, the 17th through the 21st, 2024, is because you deserve it. You are worthy, and it's your worth, your value, your legacy. It is what you deserve. So that's why you need to be there. For real, for real.
That's some good stuff. So listen, you guys, we're going to be coming live to you again on December 7th. We have some past guests that are going to be coming into the space and sharing their experiences with ID Hair Loss Behind the Chair. Each one of these guests have been in different settings of ID. So they didn't all come from the same room. But this is just to let you see that the information, the experience, how God shows up, no matter where the room is, no matter the date, no matter any of that, God is going to meet you there. These women are going to be sharing their experience with you on the 7th. And then we have Mr. Bond. Mr. Bond is going to be coming to share with you some of his journey on December 12th. We're going to be live at 8 p.m. I'm sorry, we have, not on December 12th, we have for Davis on the field. That he's coming on. We're going to come here. Not 8 p.m. That date needs to be changed from 8 p.m. to 6 p.m. We will be coming live at 6 p.m. on the show. An idea to role of attorneys in your beauty business, because we need to understand big business they have attorneys.
Oh, yes.
No small business have an attorney. Attorneys are there to protect you from future things. Because you don't have nothing going on right now doesn't mean that you don't need an attorney. You need an attorney to help you expand on vision, to help you expand on all your ideas, to help you protect the ideas of your company. In your intellectual property, people are stealing intellectual property all day long because we don't know how to secure it properly. So I tell you, I left no stone unturned.
You did not.
Then we got Chris Bond coming December 13th. So we back to back. We are live at 8 p.m. Takora and I are live at 6 p.m. on the 12th. Chris and I, it's personal, understanding personal branding, December 13th at 8 p.m. These are all Central Standard Times that I am running off to you guys. It's loaded. It's loaded. You just got to be there to receive it. Preparation and opportunity is what makes the magic. So don't miss it. It's our inaugural event. And Chris said it best. The first is always the best, right? We're going to keep it hot. We're going to keep it rolling and coming, but you don't want to miss this one. Last thing that I want to leave you with before we get out of here is, if you are a certified trichologist already, this room is for you too. I want to speak on that. This room is for you too, because in all transparency, there are a lot of us putting perception over mastery. Perception over mastery, and it should be mastery over perception. And what I mean by that is, we got these white coats and these scopes, and we posing for these pictures on the gram, but we are not getting results because we are void of implementation. So this space is for you as well. Come learn physiology mapping. Come learn how to monetize, because some of us are in the space of trichology and we still haven't figured out how to monetize it. We still talking about clients don't understand. They don't want to get on board. They don't want to do this. They don't want to do that. It's you. It's the way you're presenting it to them. So come learn how to shift. Come learn how to be in the space, how to hone in on your trichological gifting, and how to monetize it.
And don't miss on the magic. I like that. Don't miss the magic that's in that room. I'm telling you, don't miss out.
And it ain't just me this time, y'all. I got my crew. They coming to bang it out. They coming to give y'all this good. So don't miss it. Run over, click the link, reserve your spot on the TubePay, or download it in PayPal and do whatever you need to do to just get there. All right. I appreciate you guys and your time. We've been on almost 2 hours. Y'all wrote it out with us. I pray that you found value in what we shared tonight, and you be good to yourself until the next time I see you again. I love y'all. Good night.
And there's nothing.